Hello everyone, and welcome to my 11th race of my career. It's my first race for Force India. I qualified on pole last week, and this is the race to that qualifying. So we're at Hungary, and here we go then. So just having a look at my teammate. So he has beaten me a few times. That's because I obviously was in a catering towards the beginning of the year, so understandably, but overall I still actually am beating him, which is a bit of an achievement, I would say. Changing my strategy, I'm going to pit in at lap 8 for a set of primes. I'm going to start on the options that are used in qualifying as required by the rules. Okay, so looking at the grid then. So Paul the rest is a few cars back from me, so I'm not too worried about him. But I am worried about Hamilton Alonso that's directly behind me. So as the lights come on now, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we're away, so straight to Rich Michelin off the grid, trying to minimise wheel spin as always, using curves as soon as I think is possible in second gear. Using all of my curves by the looks of it to get a good launch. I did indeed use all my curves, breaking down to the first corner, changing to rear brake bias as well. That was a pretty sweet first corner. Yes, got plenty of gap between me and the car behind. So that's gone well. Now I just try and maintain that gap if I can. Going through the rest of the lap. So still going to be pushing reasonably hard, but not too hard because I don't want to be making any mistakes particularly. So, I ran very wide there though, but didn't really cost me too much time, and run wide once again, missed my apex in this next corner. So he's caught up with me, Hamilton, already. I run wide once again there, so it's not going well so far after defending my position, but no, he doesn't have a go, so still very slow, but now I'm starting to build up the speed. Very slow off those last couple of apexes. Still just trying to build up the speed from when I went off. So half a second then, so he's certainly close right back up to me again. So I run wide once again. Looks like I'm locking the rears there. See how it goes into this corner. Yes, happened once again. Like you can see, I'm just locking the rears into most corners and running wide. So coming into the final corner then didn't manage to lock my rears, so that's good. As I now change back to neutral brakes. As I said, I was locking my rears a lot. Thought about going standard mix, but then went straight back to Rich. So still on Rich mixture then, just trying to pull away a little bit from Hamilton. So I locked my inside wheel there, because obviously I'm not on rearward braking now. Hamilton's right alongside me there. He's going to have a go. No, he's not. He's backing out of it. Felt better with that one. So it looks like I haven't quite got the pace to pull away from the leaders then, so far. Since I'm on Rich mixture, I won't be able to run this for the whole race, so I'll have to go to standard mix at some point. That was a better corner there. So was that. So it's gone a lot better on the second lap, but still not really pulling away from them. See if I can manage to make these corners, this chicane. I can indeed. Nicely done. So still the Hamilton's right behind me by the looks of it. You can see the arrow there, indicating how close he is to me and whereabouts he is behind me. So going around this high speed section. Looks like he did run a little bit wide there in my dirty air off the back of my car. Still only half a second behind me though, and Schumacher's only a quarter of a second behind him, so looks like I might be holding them all up. That's okay, I don't mind that, as long as they can't get past me. Don't mind how much I hold them up particularly, just as long as I can stay in the lead. So using the rest of my cars then. The RSA will be enabled this lap. I'm not sure if it's this lap or it'll be next lap. Looks like it might be this lap. Don't know, didn't get in too much on me, possibly not. 25.2 last lap from us then, only 3/10 off, but I'm sure he's held up in my traffic, so he can probably go quite a bit faster than that. Looks like I might be holding up by around a second. Somewhere around there, judging by how much faster they look than me, and how I'm not able to pull away from them on any corners. So running a little bit wide once again there, but that's a good line really through that corner. It's very difficult to keep it within the white lines, so running wide is pretty much a given. So 3/10 up then on my previous fastest lap. Well, not of the race, my personal best fastest lap. So getting a bit of grass on my tyres though, that never helps. Slowing down, getting a bit more grass on my tyres there. Coming through the last corner. It's mostly worn off now though. And a bit more grass, keep just touching the grass on the inside. Just pushing very hard, trying to use all of the track. So, not wanting to leave any spare. I'm just trying to push hard and see if I can dig deep, find an extra few tenths, see if I can start to pull away from the cars behind. As I am now in the Force India, so not as much of an excuse as when I was in the Caterham. But it's certainly not up there with the fastest though, is it? So Hamilton will definitely have DRS on this lap then. So it looks like he's gone for the inside, and yes, I'm going to have to dive to the inside because he got more straight line speed than I was expecting. But I managed to cover him off. So Maldonado now gets fast at 24.9. Now actually it was a slower lap by me. 25.5 is still my fastest lap. So coming on this first sector then, look on the mini-map, they're all very bunched up behind me. Most of the pack. It's just going slowly because of me. As I said, I don't mind about that though. 2 tenths down on our previous, so not a fantastic first sector. Hamilton's just 3 tenths behind me, less than 3 tenths in fact behind me, so still very, very close. Oh, as I clunk those curves a bit there, didn't want to be doing that. It's not the fastest way around that chicane. Oh, a bit more grass on the now outside wheel, which slows down a lot in that second corner. I just saw me running very wide there, just struggling for grip. Oh, running wide once again. I'm not sure if there's any grass still on the tyres or what, but certainly didn't get the racing line sweet on that corner. Hamilton's now 4 tenths behind me then. Pulled a little bit out on him, but I suspect that's more because he's in my dirty air than anything else. So this is the corners I need to nail. If I mess these corners up, get some oversteer or something, he'll be right on me and easily pass me in the DRS zone. Ooh, as I run very wide there and it comes off the throttle for me, so he's a bit closer again this lap, going to rich mixture then. Using about 25% of my cars. And need to outbrake him then. I have just about managed to, I think, if I can hold it. He does come into me, but I've got the inside line, give him plenty of room. Looks like he ran wide, but I did give him enough room as you saw there, so that was very close there. Need to be careful that doesn't happen again. So I ran wide on the final corner. Gave Hamilton the advantage. He took that advantage, went down the outside. I had to outbrake him on the inside, which I managed to do, but I did manage to save some cars. You can see by the indicator in the bottom right hand corner there. I only used about 20-25% of my cars, so I was reasonably confident I could outbrake him, which I did do. Also, we are back to Legendary now. In the last few races, unfortunately, we have only been on, I believe it's Pro difficulty. I'm not sure why that happened, but it did. But now, we're back to Legendary. So, top difficulty level. So that's why I was quite surprised to get pole yesterday, last week. But obviously, we could have that glitch. So Grosjean does the fastest lap of the race, 24.0. I did still on a 25.5, so it's not going that well for me. 1.5 seconds slower than the fastest man now. That shows what kind of speed they've got, if they should need it. So running a little bit wide, but didn't really cost me any time. Going to rich mixture. Looks like he's gaining on me, but probably not enough to have a go at me. No, he's not. Still staying in the middle of the track though. Make sure he doesn't try anything out the inside. Keeping a nice tight line as well, not running too wide. Looks like he might be thinking about having to go down the outside, but no, he thinks better of it. Good old Schumacher. So lap 6 then, pitting on lap 8, so 2 more laps to go before I pit. Not even halfway there yet, so looks like it's going to be a very difficult race to win since they are so much faster than me. One little mistake and that'll be it for my race, so I need to make sure I'm not making any mistakes. Need to make sure I'm nailing every lap. So Hamilton's still second behind Schumacher though, I'm not sure what's happened there. Doesn't seem to be able to close in on him, but we'll see in the middle sector. Oh, as I get grass on my tyres once again there, it's going to slow me down massively through this corner, which it does. Managed to not run wide, but my corner speed was a lot lower, so that's not good. Oh, just feels so slow. Just haven't really got the grip in this Force India car. I believe it feels better than the Caterham, but still not fantastic as Hamilton is now under a second behind Schumacher, so he will also get DRS, unfortunately, but there we go. DRS detection line's there, I believe. And the DRS activation line is there, so they get to the DRS nice and early. Most of this straight they have DRS for, so about half a second between everyone. So no, he's not able to get past me, fortunately. Once again, going to rich mixture, staying on the inside, getting a good exit, using a bit of curves, always just about enough to keep me ahead of the next car. So I did I've gone faster, 25.2 it looks like my best is now. So at least I'm able to improve a little bit, but that'll probably be more because the fuel's burning off more than anything. Looks like I'm 2 tenths up as well, so might be able to get to 25.0. So there's just a car in front of me there. He must have possibly had an accident on the beginning and is pitted maybe for a new front wing or something, but it's very early in the race to be catching up to someone. I don't imagine anyone's that slow on raw pace, so I suspect something's happened as I'm actually pulling a bit of a gap on Schumacher there. He's fallen back a little bit. So can I manage to get out of his DRS zone on this lap? Half a second up my previous Vettel's is 23.8. I'm going to get nowhere near that. Still only half a second back to Schumacher, but it's an improvement, a couple of tenths up to what I have been previously. So coming around then, this penultimate corner, and now the final corner. Should be a fastest lap for me, as you can hear me feathering the throttle there. So miles ahead of Schumacher, even got a bit of cars to defend with. 24.9 then, so it was 6.5 tenths up on my previous lap. So my previous lap wouldn't have been the fastest lap then. But 1.1 back to Schumacher, so I'm not sure if he got DRS or not. I don't think he did. And looks like Hamilton's got past him. Hamilton's got past Schumacher there. So whether or not Schumacher has got tyre wear issues, I'm not too sure, but he certainly didn't get the DRS off the back of me, which allowed Hamilton through. I suspect Hamilton will have more pace than Schumacher as well, so I'm not expecting to stay ahead of these guys, but still pushing very hard. As you see, I'm even faster again on my previous lap. Ooh, running a bit wide there, but didn't really cost me any time. 7 tenths back to Hamilton. Oh, safety car. Safety car's been deployed. That's an interesting one. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with any of the cars around me. One of the other AI cars has managed to deploy a safety car. That's pretty rare. There we go, safety car deployed then. So already on lead mixture. I'm not going to waste any fuel. Still pushing hard because I need to pit this lap anyway. So it was good timing for the safety car. But I need to push hard to try and stay a little bit ahead of Hamilton. I don't want him diving out in front of me in the pits. So still pushing hard. Looks like he's actually quite slow under the safety car period. He's now second behind me. But that's not going to worry me too much. So coming into the pits now then. Need to be very careful. Don't want to run wide. Looks like I managed to nail it. Ooh, almost hit the curb there. Yes, managed to nail the pits. Looks like Hamilton hasn't come in. Hamilton hasn't come into the pits. It's a bit of a strange one. Schumacher has though, so I need to stay ahead of him. But Hamilton hasn't come into the pits. That's an interesting one. So, a good stop then by the Force India boys. Oh, get a little bit held up by a car coming past there. 4.8 seconds. It was enough to keep me ahead of Schumacher. So Hamilton hasn't come in there and he's about to catch up with the safety car. So hopefully I should be comfortably ahead of Hamilton. No more traffic to contend with, just the guys that have just passed me. But I suspect they haven't pitted yet. So I believe that puts me back in the theoretical lead of the race. So I need to do a bit of swerving now. Bit of weaving, try and get my tyres up to temperature. Still on lead mixture, not going to waste any fuel behind the safety car. So we're about to find out then. So I think I'm in 5th place, looks like. So Hamilton is probably in P1. You see on the map there, the safety car is the black dot. The rest of the other four cars that are ahead of me. So we're being slowed up by a safety car then. It says Perez in front of me. Looks like it's Toro Rosso. Then is it another Sauber? I think it might be more a Williams perhaps. I think it's a Williams. Yes, it's a Williams. Not sure who. Then Hamilton indeed in front of him. So it looks like they're all on options. So they'll more than likely have to pit again. So that gives me a theoretical lead. Let's just hope they have to pit before the safety car comes in. Not sure why it's been deployed. There was I saw on the map a slow moving car. It looked like it might have crashed out the pits. I saw on the mini-map a couple of laps ago. Just before the safety car was released, so... deployed rather, not released. But yeah, certainly nothing to do with me, so it's the first for my career series. In fact, I think it's the first for my videos, actually. I don't think we've ever seen the safety car in any of my F1 2012 videos, so... it's a new one, and indeed, all 4 coming to the pits, so... that does give me the lead of the race right up behind the safety car. So that's good then. So, oh, the safety car's very slow there. They're only going 70 miles an hour. 70 miles an hour on the pitch straight. Why is it doing that? Possibly another glitch, because that is very slow. 70 miles an hour. We're not really any faster than the guys in the pits, so it's going to give Hamilton a huge advantage, but looks like he's still only around 8th or so, so it's probably not really going to help him too much. This looks like they're side by side there. I wonder who's going to get on the mini-map again. Looks like Hamilton has managed to get ahead. So, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I believe he's about 8th or 9th. So, shouldn't be able to get to me. But I've got Schumacher to contend with, and Alonso, who's my title contender, back in 3rd. So, certainly not a complete break for me, but still trying to weave, desperately trying to get my tyres up to temperature. You can see there, there's still only a light shade of green. Because this safety car's going so slow. He's going 80 now, he's sped up a little bit, but I don't know why he's going so slow. Usually they go a bit faster than this. Need a bit of speed, otherwise look at my tyres, I just can't get them up to temperature. It's a bit strange, but no, I'm going to have to brake, back off a bit from the safety car, put a foot down a bit, get a bit of wheel spin, squirt a bit of speed on, so I can get a bit of speed up, because you need a bit of speed to weave. If you're weaving slowly, you won't really warm your tyres at all. If you're weaving above, say, 100 miles an hour, it'll do a lot more than it will weaving below 100 miles an hour. So I'm having to slow down then, and then speed up again, which is what I do behind the safety car anyway, to try and keep the brakes warm. So having to do what is very realistic then. So safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap, so that highlights the importance even more so, getting my tyres up to temperature. I don't want to be slow off the back of the safety car and give Schumacher an easy overtake. So I am now the safety car effectively. I act as a safety car, so I control the pace. No one can overtake me. I can go as fast or as slow as I want. So, which I am doing. Just try and get a bit of heat into my tyres. As I go now, I should get a green flag. There it is, green flag. So full racing speed, because even when I am the safety car, it does limit my speed. So I'm back to full racing speed now. Got a bit of curves to use before the pit straight. For the start finish line, sorry. And my rich mixture is on. But luckily, DRS is now disabled. DRS is disabled for 2 laps, same as it is at the beginning of the race. For 2 laps after a safety car period. So it should be enabled on around lap 13, I believe. Yes, lap 13 is when it will be enabled, I think. So, got a couple of laps of break really from Schumacher being able to get particularly close to me, but that doesn't mean he can't get past me. Still need to be careful not to make mistakes. It's a lot less likely without DRS. So 23 seconds up on my previous lap then. That'll just get bigger as the lap goes on, as we were so slow behind that safety car. So not pushing all the way to the limit now. Ooh, I do run a little bit wide there though, because I know my tyres are a little bit cold. They're not all that warm, so I don't want to push all the way to the limit on cold tyres and make a mistake. So just pushing sort of 80-90% to the limit. You can still see there they're cold, understeering off a track, just to make sure I don't make too serious mistakes. So 38.4 then, up on my previous. Yes, that just shows how slow that safety car was then, doesn't it? It's very, very slow indeed. So coming around the final corner now then. So I don't believe that the Schumacher Mercedes behind me is going to get DRS. No, and DRS indeed isn't enabled on this lap, so it will be next lap. So 50 seconds up on my previous lap then. Wow, it shows how much slower the safety car is than racing speed, but it's a bit strange how he's going so slow in the straights. It was almost like the pit limiter on the whole time. You're only going 70 miles an hour, and he did speed up a little bit after a lap, but even so, that's fantastically slow. I can tell you that the Mercedes SLS can most certainly go faster than that. It's not restricted to 70 miles an hour. It's a very quick car. Not obviously as quick as the Formula 1 cars, but still a very quick car indeed. So half a tenth up then, half a tenth up my previous lap. Looks like the same pattern continues. I was hoping it might be a bit quicker on the primes, but looks like still they're a lot quicker than me. So unfortunately, Schumacher runs a bit wide there though, gets a bit of oversteer on the exit. Gives me a little bit of an advantage there. So half a tenth down, so I've lost a tenth on my previous lap in the middle sector. So 6 tenths up on Schumacher then. I believe he will get DRS on this lap, but luckily I think he's a little bit too far away from me, provided I can maintain the gap in this last corner, which I can. Let's have a look then, as he got his DRS open. Might not be able to get to the start finish straight. Oh no. Oh yeah, enabled, there we go. My engineer just told me. So we did have DRS, but luckily he's way too far back. Well, I've outbraked myself. I've locked the inside wheel, run very wide. Looks like it's allowed Schumacher pass. Schumacher's back past me. Using a lot of my curves then. In his slipstream, needs to try and get back past him on this corner, otherwise I'm probably not be able to get back past him at all. So I rushed out the inside. Oh, as he turns in on me a bit there, touches inside, keeping a very tight line. You want to get on the throttle as hard as I can, and luckily he's backed out of it. So, wow, that was close. See, that's what I was talking about. One little mistake, and they're past. They don't muck about this year. So I just ran a little bit wide, locked my inside wheel. Was a bit slow on the apex. Also ran a little bit wide. Schumacher saw the possibility and dived up the inside. Luckily I had some curves left that I could use and get up the inside of him. So I've dirtied the inside of the wheel there outside now. It's going to slow me down. See, look, that's how wide it usually pushes you. Look, it's very different. Lose a lot of grip. Ooh, as I get on the outside curb there and it unsettles the car. Schumacher's right on me again. So looks like we're creating a little bit of gap at the top. 5 or 6 cars, a little bit of a gap back to the next car on the mini map. Not much of one, but a little bit one. So that's good. So if I do make a serious mistake, it might only be 5 places I lose rather than sort of 10 or 15 or something ridiculous. So I haven't got much curves to defend with though, but it looks like I might have enough gap on Rich Mixture once again. So he's have a lot of straight line speed on me, but that's disappointing. That's the one thing I would say that's wrong with the AI's racecraft this year. Is that if they're not up alongside, well, no, if they're not ahead of you, just before the braking zone, they'll back out of it. So even if they're alongside you, up the inside, they won't have a pop if they're not actually ahead of you. So they back out of it. So it's disappointing. So you would normally in real life have had a big pop there, possibly would have got me, but there we go. So Perez then does a fast lap of the race. Mine's down to a 24.6 now. Not sure if that was set on these prime tyres or the options. Haven't been paying attention to the lap times, to be honest with you. I'm too concerned about Schumacher behind me when he gets to the end of the lap. So coming through his middle sector then. Managed to not get my tyres dirty, but still run wide there. So luckily though, he's in my dirty air through these high speed sections, so he's not able to get too close to me. So using as much curves as I need to down this straight then. Because you can only use about half of your curves off the last corner before you get to the start finish line. So senseless saving is the word I'm looking for. Senseless saving it all, and then only been able to use half of it, so might as well use the other half at some point else in the lap. So let's have a look now. Yes, just about managed to use it all, so it's about half of the curves that I can use. Half a second back to Schumacher as we cross the start finish line. A lot less with his DRS. Once again he backs out of it because he's not going to be able to get close enough to me. See, that's fair enough. He wasn't close to me anyway, so that's fair enough that he backs out of it, but it's when he's right up alongside you, especially on the inside, that you think, oh, he's got me here, and then he backs out of it. So another fast lap of the race for Perez, a 23.3, so that man's flying there. Of course, that McLaren next year is Perez. So it looks like in this game he's showing his potential to McLaren. Perhaps this is where they made their decision. Perhaps they played Hungary in F1 2012 and made a decision based on that. I think it's unlikely. So, coming through the middle sector then. Schumacher's still close behind me. Ooh, get a little bit of dirt on the inside tyre. Not too bad though. Shouldn't slow me down as much, but still does slow me down. This looks like I'm pulling a little bit of a gap to Schumacher, but not a lot. So, ooh, running very wide there. Just gave him the back gap that I gained on him back. Unfortunately, half a second off my previous. I do believe I've gone to Rich Mixture on this lap. Ooh, must have run wide there. Alonso's right on his outside. Oh, someone's on the outside there. Look on the mini map. Someone's right on the outside of the corner. I hope that's not another safety car. No, he's rejoined safely, so it's not another safety car. Just making sure I am still on Rich Mixture there. So as we cross the line, it's a 24.675. New fast lap of the race for me, but still nowhere near the actual fastest lap. Schumacher's far back enough that I feel confident to go to the outside. So was running a little bit wide once again there, but didn't cost me too much time. So 24.6, is anyone going to beat it? Well, the previous fast lap, 23.1. So every time I improve mine, Perez is improving his with it. So still 1.5 seconds in off the fastest lap. That's completely mental, isn't it? As you can see visually, I'm racing reasonably well, and perhaps I am losing a couple of tenths places, but I don't think anyone could really say that I'm losing 1.5 seconds in this Force India somewhere along this lap. Probably I'm not racing perfectly, but 1.5 seconds, no way I can get that in Force India. Strange though, because it's a Sauber that's doing it. I have heard of a glitch whereby you change teams mid-season, and in actual fact all you change is delivery, you actually get the same performance. So in this case, I would be driving a Caterham, but it would just look like a Force India. I'm hoping I haven't got that glitch. I haven't really felt it, but it's difficult to tell, because, I mean, the Caterham's not catastrophically slow. So it's a bit difficult to tell, really. So I'm not too sure whether that has happened or not. I hope it hasn't. But I guess we'll see when we get a proper qualifying session, hopefully in the next race. As this one was glitched, obviously. Should show then, because if I'm... Well, when she was qualifying on pole occasionally with the Caterham on Legendary, wasn't I? So 23-1 again for Perez then, improving it slightly once again. But if I can get nowhere near my teammate, then I suspect it's happened. However, if I can beat my teammate, then no, I suspect that I've got a real Force India. So we'll wait and see on that one. Next race will hopefully be, or next session, which will be qualifying, will hopefully be next weekend. But I'm not sure. I'll try and get it done for you, but obviously since it is Christmas next year, God, Christmas next week and next year, I will see if I can get it done, but obviously I will be busy with various family events and whatnot. But I realise that also means that all you guys have got a lot of time off work, school, etc. So you've got more time to watch my videos, so I will try and get something done for you. I've also got, not a Christmas special, but it's a bit of a special video coming up for you, ready for hopefully I'll get it done for Christmas Eve. Ready for you guys. Nothing festive, since there's not really anything you can do with this game that's festive, particularly. Not good enough anyway, so I've decided to just do something a bit different. I won't tell you exactly what it is, but like I said, I will tell you it's coming Christmas Eve, and it's a bit of a challenge for me really, but I think it might be entertaining for you guys to watch, to see if I can do it. But it'll be about half an hour long, and as I said, something a little bit different. So last lap now then, lap 18 of 18, 10th up in my previous, still my fast lap, still 24.3, so I'm on Rich. I've got just about enough fuel left, I believe, to do one more lap on Rich. So it looks like I managed to defend Schumacher for the final DRS zone really. You will get DRS on the final lap, but short, the start finish line comes up so quickly. As Maldonado does a 22.5. Wow, he must be in clear air, almost 2 seconds faster than me then. I want to get a fast lap in really, just to try and make it down to 1.5 seconds at least. I don't want to be almost 2 seconds slower than a Williams. That's insane. So 4 tenths up on Schumacher then. As I said, I should be comfortably ahead of him as long as I don't make a mistake. So can I creep into the 23s with this final lap? Let's have a look. Start finish line's coming up then. A bit of curves to use. Coming across to celebrate with my team if they were there. 23.9 I believe I got. Did I? We'll get confirmation in just a moment when we get the confirmation of the results. So first, I passed my objective of finishing first. The rest I ended up down in 15th, so not a good race. Remember 23.919. I did manage to get into the 23s. As you can see, oh, Maldondo's not there. He must be finished quite low down. 22.5 wasn't it? So it was still 1.5 seconds back then. And there it is. Indeed. 22.5 from Maldonado. So 1.5 seconds back then from the fast up the race. It's not a good result, is it? But still managed to put a bit out on Alonso there. And now 51 points ahead, so just over 2 race wins ahead. And Caterham actually still second in the championship, and Force India are now 10th with 32 points, 25 of which I just scored. So I've helped their points balance a lot, haven't I, just with that one race. So celebrating then in my shiny new Force India overalls there. My race win, which I certainly have the pace to get, but luckily I could defend against that man there, Michael Schumacher. So there we go then. That's the race at Hungary. A win there from me. Possibly not deserved, since it was a glitch in qualifying and then I wasn't quicker than them in the race, but there we go. It's not my fault that they had the glitch. So that's that race dispatched of. As I said, another race, or another qualifying session, the next qualifying session. Hopefully next weekend, if I can manage to squeeze it in next week. And I'll have a bit of a, not a Christmas special, but something a bit special coming for you on Monday for Christmas Eve. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.